The promise of electronic medical records. Digitized, secure, free-flowing data. The key to better health care. The reality? Hard decisions about often complex and expensive EMR systems.
The reason so many systems are deinstalled is that they force the doctor to change their workflow.
We reveal a possible solution next on Health Tech Today.
One of the cool new features in Office 2010 is the slicer, and it basically helps me filter out data that I'm not interested in. I can just click on accessories, and now these are just the numbers for the accessory sales. And then I could go dive into the data and understand what to do about it.
The question is not whether we should digitize medical records, but rather what's the best way to make it happen. The difficulty of choosing the right system is reflected in the number of EMR failures. Somewhere between 30 and 40% of EMR systems are deinstalled or simply not used by the provider. Next, we take a look at a company that boasts a 100% success rate. All of gloStream's customers are still on board. In fact, gloStream is so confident that you'll like their EMR that they offer a 100% money-back guarantee if it fails to work as promised. The CEO of gloStream is Mike Sappington, and he joins us to talk about what makes a successful EMR. Mike, good to see you again. Welcome to Health Tech Today. So there's all this frenzy out there right now.
Yes,
Era high tech, docs deciding, EMR, no EMR.
Right.
What should they be considering when evaluating an EMR for their practice?
Sure. I think the first thing that they should consider is really the ability for them to practice medicine the way they want to practice medicine. The reason so many systems are deinstalled is that they force the doctor to change their workflow. And so one of the things that we are very proud of and very excited about is that by incorporating Word and Office into our system, we allow doctors to actually combine, free text with discrete data elements in a workflow that they're comfortable with.
And not only workflow, but that intuitive, friendly user interface.
Absolutely. I mean, they're already, I always ask a doctor or a medical practitioner, if you were going to create a document on a computer, which application would you use? And, invariably, it's Microsoft Word.
Well, seeing's believing. Let's take a look at the
Sure.
interface.
So the first thing I'd like to talk about is that really an EMR is really broken into a few different components. The first component is the workflow, is the dashboard. And this is where we actually show the doctor, hey, there's a lot of information on the screen here, but really this is designed to give you a lot of information to the point of care very, very, very quickly. And so on the left-hand side of the screen, what you're seeing is their day, messages, tasks, their unfinished exams, the appointments that they have. And really, in addition to the appointments is what's the status of their patients. And so we have the flag system, embedded into the application. It allows them to actually, start with a patient and then quickly look down and through the patient's information. So before they go into the exam room, they can actually get familiar with what's going on with the patient. These are essentially Word templates. And you can create as many as you want, and you can allocate them to any type of doctor that you want. So if you're a multi-specialty practice, for example, you can have different types of specialties that have different types of templates that go with them. And so what I really want to do is let me just show you an initial visit. The first thing it says, hey, if you have an open exam, would you like to open that and continue working on that, or would you like to create a new exam? And so what I'd like to do is, open up a new exam. And what we've done here is we've highlighted the yellow fields. This is where we can pull information directly out of the database.
And besides entering data on the keyboard, I can also
Absolutely.
use speech if I wish.
You can absolutely use speech. There's speech embedded into the application, and so you can literally drive the application with speech. You can say something like prescription, or you can have a macro, so you can say tag, your particular plan that you're actually interested in inserting into the note. It also is embedded as Exchange. You can use collaboration tools such as SharePoint, and you really can leverage the whole entire both communications and collaboration suites that Microsoft has. And
of course, in order to qualify for funding, meaningful use becomes very important. And I know you've brought some meaningful use elements in here as well. Can you show me that?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that we hear all the time from doctors is that, how do I know where I'm at for meaningful use? So what we did is we created this really nifty report that shows you at any time, where you are. So what you do here is the meaningful use dashboard. It'll tell you what % you're actually achieving for that given period of time. And in 2011, it's a 90-day reporting period.
Yeah.
Right? In 2012, it's a full 12-month reporting period. So you can pick any 90-day reporting period, and we will tell you exactly where you stand.
And this is generating those reports
This is generating the reports. And this mirrors what is required by CMS right? And so literally you just log into CMS's website, you take this information and input it.
And finally, very briefly, I want to talk about a lot of decisions are being made on cost. And I know you guys aren't the most expensive, you're not the least expensive, but what about cost?
What we talk to doctors about is that the most important cost that they really should be considering is their time. Right, and that's the most expense that they're actually going to incur in actually using software. Is building content every single day that gets stored in the software, right? And so what we really want to do is make sure that they understand that the true value proposition is their ability to use this software effectively. Instead of having that 30 to 40% failure rate, right? We want them to be successful right out of the gate. And if we can get them to be using the software efficiently, that's worth a lot of money.
Oh, Mike, we really appreciate the demo. You've done some great work. Appreciate you dropping by and saying hello to us on Health Tech Today. Good to see you.
Thank you very much for having me today.
Learn more about Microsoft Office 2010. Make it great with Office 2010.
On behalf of Microsoft Worldwide Health, our staff, and our sponsors, I'd like to thank you for joining us. We always enjoy hearing your feedback, and we'll see you next time for another episode of Health Tech Today.
For more thoughts, comments, news, and reflections on healthcare IT, join Dr. Bill Krause on Health Blog.